Now, here is a question paper. Take a minute of time, read the question carefully before you choose the right answer. Answers start coming up. Let's give you a second as everyone answers this. I'm seeing alphabet B is dominating. Okay. All right, then I got few answers here. The rest of you, maybe you're thinking to answer. Let's give a couple of seconds. All right, then let's start with the question. So B looks a dominant answer as per the team here. They say B is a good answer. Very good. Now, before you go to the answer, let us see the question. So what is the understanding in the question? A team lead receives an email from the product owner. So there is a character called team lead. There is another character called product owner, asking for a more precise view of actual team time spent on task to apply more accurate business value estimates in the product backlog. Something on the future this person want to do. For anticipating the future, want to know what is happening in the present and in the past. That's a ask. So there are two people involved. One is a team lead, okay, and one is a product owner. They don't want to mention as agile team. They just left it open. It's up to you. It could be even a hybrid company. It could be on agile also. The team is extremely busy. Now another character coming in. What is another character? The character is all about the team now here. So team is extremely busy and deadlines are tight. How should the team lead answer this request? Now, when we read this at 2.5 lines or 3 lines, it is talking something about the reports. Can I assume it's something talking on the reports? Is this question targeting on reports?
Yes,
data?
sir. Yeah.
Or can I use the word data?
Yes.
All right. Before I go furthermore, let me ask the question with the people here. Who is being targeted in this question? Who
The
have to respond?
team lead.
Team
Team lead.
Okay, team lead has to respond. Is there any tense you can identify in this question? Past, present, future.
Maybe the past.
Past.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this
Because
question
it says time spent on tasks. So maybe
time
past.
spent? Okay, on the past. So I'm hearing past. Okay. And what about the intensity of the question? I mean, the criticality. Will it be a showstopper in the project? High, low, medium? Where are we?
Medium.
Medium. High. Why it is high?
Deadlines are tight.
Okay, but this particular ask, will it stop this deadline deliverable? No, isn't it? No, that is not going to directly impact, right? Okay, so we understood who is being targeted, tense of the question, intensity we understood. What is the next one we have to observe? Last line. So last line is asking, what should the team lead answer this request? I think this is on the present tense, right? This request right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Considering the past, you have to answer the present. That's an ask. Now, what is the fifth point you have to do? Elimination technique. Okay. Now, when I look at this question, I can see 3 characters. And I'm seeing that there is an ask and for which this person has to respond. Who is this person? The person is a team lead. We don't know what this person is. When I say team lead, could be who is having a domain knowledge, who can be helping on the process in the team. This person can help on the process. This person can even have a domain knowledge. We don't know. We don't know. Or you can even call this person as a scrum master. There is no specification given. Just left as a team lead because a company could follow a hybrid model. Now, I got the answer as B. Okay, before going to B, how we eliminated a D? Anyone want to say why D is not a good answer?
It's
You
more
can
like
record
rejecting the product
rejection.
owner's request.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look good, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't look good because you're going to say team is extremely busy. I can't. Can't doesn't look a good thing, isn't it? We'll pull it out. So what happened to C in that case?
So this speaks more about the business value rather than what is required.
Uh-huh. It
So
talks about delivering business value. I don't think that's
yeah,
an ask in this question.
right.
Question is not talking about that. Okay, it's irrelevant answer here. One is a negative word, can't. Other one is an irrelevant answer. It's gone. So competition gets easy enough. C and D gone away. So competition can be between A and B. Now we have to figure it out. Before you figure it out, let me ask this question. Any one of you can explain why you thought B is a good answer?
More detail in user story,
Priority
so
task.
that team can provide the exact estimation or more relevant estimation.
Okay. Okay. So what what I'm hearing here is the team lead should inform the product owner. Team lead should inform the product owner, provide more information to the team. Is it the ask?
Yes.
Okay. With a specific and detailed user stories. User stories. If somebody don't know what is user story, it's a short description of the project work. So they can understand the customer value desired better. Now, how this is related to this question? Here the ask is on the time spent. How
Because
someone explaining will help the team.
because the user stories are grouped into sprints and sprints are time box events.
Very good.
So
Understandable.
so based on that, the time taken to complete that sprint would give the data which required by the product owner, Shri.
Okay, now let's park this answer. We'll read the question again. A team leader receives an email from the product owner asking for a more precise view of actual time spent. Who is asking this? From product owner. Product owner is asking, can you give me detailed how much time we have spent so that I can plan upcoming work items? If you show me past, I will plan the future. Can I assume like that? Is it a ask? In the first line, if you show me past properly, I can plan the future well. The team is extremely busy and deadlines are tight. That's a message. Right? That is usual, right? In a sprint, in a agile way or non-agile way, yeah, it is always planned like that. We have a critical path, non-critical path. I'm not talking only for a sprint and a software or agile. Any project, yeah, they're busy because there is a critical path. We have to deliver it. We have come to office to stay 40 hours active, not to say that 20 hours I'll work, 20 hours I'll browse something. No, which means we have timeline, deadline. We have to fix it. It's a usual story, but maybe extremely busy can make it. Yeah, you don't have a room to accommodate to generate a report. Now I'm trying to see this answer, how it's fitting in there. Ask the product owner. Now, product owner is asking you, imagine yourself as a project manager, team lead, scrum master, agile manager. Let's call some names. The product owner name, I'll give an example, Julie. Julie is asking you, can you give me a clear detail of the time spent so that I can plan efficiently for the upcoming deliverables? Now, what we are doing here is we are again asking the product owner, okay, you give more details about the user stories. Which user stories? Current, past, or future? What we're asking here?
Future.
Current, past. What could be asked here? What we're asking Julie?
Future stories.
Future stories. Very good. Future. Because current already work is happening. You cannot do that. Very good. Nice understanding. And we're asking Julie, hey Julie, can you please explain and give the detail of the user story so that the team can understand the customer value? Julie is looking at you. I'm asking on the time spent, and you're telling about the customer value. How this will match? And Julie is ask you, in Agile, user stories are not written by product owner. Who writes user stories?
Project team.
Whole team will write. Definitely team can question me. I am liable to answer because I am a knowledgeable person. In our class, we took an example, if you remember. The example is, I took a bank called American Express. American Express give the work to the company called Accenture, if you remember it. Now, Julie is a person from American Express. She is the product owner. She may work from American Express in New York City, or she could travel to India, sit in Bangalore, or sit in Europe, work with the team. And what is her responsibility? Her responsibility is to explain the work, and team will write the user story. Is this correct? Is this correct? User story. When this is explained like this, I think this is what we are asking here. Ask the product owner to supply the team with more specific and detailed user stories so they can understand the customer value. I feel this is a responsibility of the team to get the more detail of the user story, rather someone is come and spoon feeding them. Is it so? Is it question a little tricky? Tricky?
Yeah.
Bit tricky, right? Because the question is asking how a project lead can bring up the data. And what we are giving here is an advice. How data and advice will help. Okay, given a chance, if you want to re-look at the answer, now which one you look again? D, C, B, A. Which one you re-look again?
A.
Because we strike B, C, D doesn't mean you have to go to A.
Burned out.
Huh?
Burned
Come on,
out.
guys. Come on, guys. No cheat game, okay? Okay. Anyway, since I respect your answer, okay, let's shift the gear. Let's shift the gear and move to A. Now you have to justify A. Why A looks a good answer?
So basically, Shri, the Agile team is basically they are knowledge workers and cross-platform team.
Uh-huh.
So as a part of their, project, they should be updating the burn down chart so that they can know how much work is completed against how much schedule is left behind.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is, as an Agile team, it's a whole team responsibility to update the metrics, not metrics, about the day-to-day work, what they do. Even though you're extremely busy, that doesn't mean you will only do the job. You'll also keep updating what you are doing. I feel that's a role of Agile team, right? That's what we agreed. If you remember, in Agile, there is something called WOW, way of working. In Agile, since rightly you said, knowledge workers, they are knowledge workers. When the knowledge workers work, we call them as cross-functional, and we also use another term. What is another term?
Self-organized.
Self-organized. So I don't want somebody to tell me do this. They will do automatically. They have to do. If you can't do that, then agility starts going down. How agility will happen? Only when the people realize themselves what to do. If someone has to always preach, advise, then agility starts going down. Okay. Since I heard A with a few of you after re-voting, let us see why A should be a good answer. Then we'll see the real correct answer. Okay. Let's go with the A also. Now the question is, what should the team lead answer this request? What should do? Now team lead should make sure the team is updating the burn down chart. many of us may not know what is burn down chart. Some may know this. A quick hint or ask from the people, what is burn down chart if you are aware of it? What is burn down chart?
It gives the graph between time and the work done. Means it is a declining chart which gives that within how many days the task is being completed.
It can show what has been agreed to do, how much has been completed. Can we get a view of it? Possibly. It can help, right? What has been agreed to do, how much. When we say what a graph will be there, a graph will tell 80 points agreed to do, 80 work packages agreed to do, 80 user stories agreed to do, or 8 user stories agreed to, something you agreed. And from there, it starts declining. What does it mean? From 80, it becomes 70. From 70, it becomes 60. From 60, it becomes 50. Point is, it is Monday, it is Tuesday, it is Wednesday, it is Thursday. It means it's going down. Now, if I stop somewhere here, I will know how much completed, how much is pending. Now, in what way it is related to our question now? In what way will it help something on the time spent? Will it help?
Because throughout the time we might know how much user stories are completed, right? So based on that, we can estimate the precise time as owner as.
Okay. Now, question, as Sham is putting the point, the really good point he said, now how this will help Julie? Because Julie is questioning like this. She's asking, hey, can you give me precise? Precise means to the point. So I can estimate the product backlog. How it will help Julie? What does it mean? When I give the correct data, how she will utilize it? Is it something when you know what is your past performance, can you plan your future? Isn't it? When I say past, I am able to drive my car 80 miles per hour. 80 miles I am driving right now. The distance I have to go could be 300 miles. That's a backlog. This is backlog. 300 miles I have to go. Now, Julie can plan if 80 miles we are going, what should be the future? Maybe we can plan 75 miles or maybe 90 miles. If I go in this speed, I could reach the destination. Will it help her?
Yes.
Isn't it? I think this is simple logic, right? When we drive a car or a bike or go by public transport, we check how much time we are taking right now. Ooh, I had to mute some of you. All right, muted. So now this is going to help me to plan. And there comes the burn down chart. But now question is, why this should look a good answer? We are seeing that there is something called accurate view we are getting. This looks a good answer. But a team thought this is a good answer. When everyone answered B, I think most of you thought that a proper explanation of customer value should be given, isn't it? This tempted us. Now, B looks a good answer, but it is not something relevant to this question. The reason being is here, there is an ask from the product owner. Let's see the answer here. Okay, the answer goes to A. I think most of you then reversed your answer and you said A. But still, let's see why A is a good answer. The team needs to keep the product owner updated. Now, it is the team's responsibility. When I say team, the knowledge workers, bunch of people, it's their responsibility to keep things updated so that the burn down chart is a daily work measurement tool. How does a burn down chart look like? Have anyone seen a burn down chart in your job, in your reading? Have you seen the burn down chart? No? Yes?
X and Y axis, yes.
X and Y. Okay. Good. At least I heard a voice. Someone has seen it.
Yes, deviation from the ideal line means when it is a straight declining line, if time versus task completed and the original our real present situation shows deviation from the ideal line.
Okay. All right, good. That's a good point. I'll show some sample of how does a burn down chart look like. Okay. Before you go there, let's take a look of this point number 4. This is a 12 principles of Agile. We have 4 values and 12 principles in Agile. Let's take a look of a 4th point. Can one of you realize or say to me, what is special in this 4th principle? What is special here?
The business people and developers must work together. So business people is basically the product owners.
So this comes from somebody. I mentioned an example of American Express, a representative or a business owner or a product owner of your company, somebody who knows what to be done. This person knows what to be done. And this person should or must work with someone who is doing the job in the ground. They know how to do it. They should collaborate regularly throughout the project. Now, why this is needed? Why this statement is needed? We could have followed the same format which we are doing last 30, 40 years, where customers give the requirement and then go home. They come back after maybe work is completed. Now, why this is needed? Why so?
To get continue review, to get continue updates and review the work done.
Review. So there is an expectation for reviewing it. So that's a good point. That's a good point. Someone is reviewing it, what we did. Now, you can remember something we discussed in the previous classes. There is something called a Stacy graph.
Better delivery, Shri.
Yeah, better delivery, right? That's a good one. So if you remember Stacy graph, 2 points are given as Stacy graph. What they say? 2 points, x-axis and y-axis?
Requirement and the technical
Capability.
Uncertainty.
Well said. Well said. Technical uncertainty and requirement uncertainty. What is the connection between this and this, Shri? When you have these two uncertainties, I could not leave my customer away. A customer cannot sit away. You have to be part of the system to understand what is happening. When I say what is happening, what work is done and how it is done, it is discussed along with my product owner or a business owner. When he or she much aware of what is happening, chances are they can plan better for the upcoming work item. Because we are not planning a project as if a plan-driven project. In a plan-driven project, what we do? We make a linear approach. What is a linear approach? I know this is the first compartment, then second compartment, then third compartment, then fourth compartment. I'll create something called CPM. What does CPM stands for?
Critical path method.
Critical path method. I will tell after A, B should be done. After B, C should be done. And I'll put some network diagram. I'll do this and I'll discuss it, get the approval from the customer. But we didn't go in that order. We are going into Agile model in this way. Now coming back here, burn down chart will give you a precise view. How a burn down chart look like? Let's take a look. Before you go here, are you all clear about the Agile roles? When we see somebody called product owner, now you are seeing somebody called a Scrum Master, and this person also sometimes called as a project lead or Agile manager. Some namings are giving here. Let's come to the point of the product owner. Now, product owner, will this person will be directly involving in the work with the team?
No.
Okay. What can be the role of a product owner? In our case, it's Julie. What is her responsibility in the team?
Prioritizing backlogs.
Well said. Well said. One is prioritizing what work to be done. How come she gets such a knowledge to prioritize the work? From where she's getting knowledge?
Because she's the VOC, voice of customer.
There you go. She is the VOC. What VOC stands for? Voice of the customer. Who is the customer? In our example, American Express. From American Express, you constantly get something called market study. I'm sure you all heard about it, right? Market study. They do market study, they do feedback cycle from the customer, and then they convert it into voice of the customer. And this voice of the customer can turn as a requirement, can turn as a bug, can turn as a pain, isn't it? That is how you get all the details. And Julie, either directly she gets it or through somebody business owner, she'll get it. But yeah, but whatever it is, for my team, which is sitting in a Bangalore, Mumbai, or any country or any city, for me, the face of contact is Julie. And Julie is the face of this company. So for me, I'll reach out Julie. Now, if Julie want to plan better what to be done in the future, she should know how the team is performing. I'll go back to the question. The question is asking, give me the precise detail of where are we, which means how the team is doing. If she really don't know how the team is doing, whatever voice you bring in, you cannot achieve it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that right? You can bring the voice regularly. Perfect voice will bring in. You'll understand the real pain in the banking system. In American Express, credit card payment system not working properly. Customer has to go to 25 touch points to pay the money. It could be 3 touch points. Just click a button, put a OTP, you can pay the money. But now you're doing 25 points. I'm just giving an example. It's a pain point. I know that's a voice of the customer. Now I have to convert that as a requirement. I have to give that requirement to my team and they have to do the job. If I don't know what they are doing, whatever I prioritized, whatever level of knowledge I give them, the work will not be done. So I should know where they stand. Now let's go to something on the metrics also, what you learned some time back called information radiator. Have anyone heard the word information radiator? Information radiator? Have you?
Yeah, it shows information like the displays kept in the office and all that.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Shri, radiator means comes in the cars and other factor, right? Why are you talking radiator here? We are radiating, radiation. It comes out, throws out the information. How does it look like? This is a burn down chart sample for you. Okay. Burn down chart. Now take a look for a few seconds. Observe x-axis and y-axis. Let know what your brain is interpreting. Observe carefully X and Y. Okay, one of you. What is in Y-axis? What does number represent?
Story points.
Could be. Could
Yeah.
be. Okay. What is it, Bindu?
Working hours.
Working hours. Okay. Okay. I'm hearing two dialogue here. One is
Completed.
hours. One is story point. Very good. What are the things? Somebody can argue with me, no, Shri, this is work package. Somebody can tell me this is a set of tasks to do. But can I say that this is all nothing but the work to be done?
Yeah.
Work to be completed. We give different naming conventions for that, but it is a work to be completed, isn't it? So let's go. What is being discussed in the market usually? Usually you get something here called story points or user stories, whatever you covered in that particular timeline. Point is work to be completed. And at the bottom, we are seeing some dates here. What does date mean here?
Timelines.
Can I call this as a time box?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, timeline is correct. What you given is correct. But why, instead of using the word timeline, I'm using the word time box? Why so?
Use split into days, number of days, like per day, how many hours to be worked.
Okay. Per day, how many hours? Okay, very good. What are the thoughts?
So it's the total time consumed to complete that story point.
Okay. Okay, good to know. In Agile or lean management, they started using the term to find out how can we utilize the time effectively and complete that job. From lean management, from 1950s and 60s, they keep talking about value-added and non-value-added work items. I'm sure you heard about these terms, value-added, non-value-added. They keep removing the non-value-added, focus on value-added. When Agile came in from 2001 or even before that, they started conversing, how can we do the job effectively? One they found is we should have a time box. When they say time box, a specific time is given. For example, I will take 2 weeks as a time box. 2 weeks. When I say 2 weeks, how many work days?
10 days.
10 days. Now, when I give a specific time box, now if I ask my customer, maybe Julie, what you think is very important to be delivered in this 10 days? Julie has a big list of work item. Starts from the bottom, she has a lot of work item. If I give her 10 days, 10 days is today, it's July 20 or 21, where we are? 21. From July 21, I'm giving her 10 days, could be somewhere in the beginning of August. And Julie should be very clear, beginning of August or within the next 10 days, what is high priority and what is low priority. When I give a time box, my business people is clear what they want. I am also clear what I should do. And this a time box concept helped them to decide what is important and focus on that. If I don't give a time box, still we'll do the job. But chances are we may slip out. Chances are my prioritization may not be good. Chances are I may drag the job. For this, they're calling Parkinson's law. Have anyone heard about Parkinson's law? Work expands to the time. Is it happening sometime in your job? Work expands to the time what you have. Does it happen? At times?
Yeah, sometimes.
Including your PMP certification. Since you don't have a time box for your PMP certification, we drag. What if PMI Institute collects the money, pay $500, 90 days time, attend the class. If you don't clear it, money is gone. What would be the situation? People would have done it. First, many people would not enroll. Even somebody enrolled it, they would have done it. Is this true? Tough question, right? People are looking to say yes or no. If I say yes, this guy will catch me. Is this true? Okay, coming back here, the time box part is talking about how long something can go. A time box part. That's what you do, something called a sprint or a iteration. Now let's come to the burned on part. The burned on part here is the purple line. What you see is an ideal line. An ideal line is every day, for example, June 1st, you have done some work. June 3rd, you have done some work. Whenever you do the work, it starts declining. From 180, it starts going down. What is the expectation? When there's a time box is getting completed, June 20, I should come to 0, which means I should start declining. 170, 160, 120, 100, start going down. Now, when the team is working on the user stories or features or a package, every day they meet for 15 minutes to talk about how things are going. I'm sure you heard about something called a daily stand-up. Isn't it? Have you heard about daily stand-up?
Yeah.
In the daily stand-up, they'll open up the board. It could be Microsoft, Jira, Excel sheet, wherever it is. They have to tell, yesterday I was here and today I'm here, which means I have moved one work item where I am. Or sometimes it stays in the same place. So every day when we keep adjusting the work item, whatever you did, this graph automatically starts moving. And this is auto done in the system of late. If you go 10, 15 years back, certain things we have to do manually. But now technology has improved. If you go to Jira or Monday.com or Microsoft, it's nothing but a team member. Let's say in my team, I have Alex. What Alex will do is Alex will tell, hey, you know what? I have done this work. Something is completed. When things are happening, you start seeing a decline happening here. And this is a burn down. When I share this burn down, or when it is accurately team is updating, it is showing a product owner in a given days of 20 days, how much my team can complete or where we are. Now, can I say this is a past record or a present record? Can I say like that? Now, when you have this record, do you think a product owner can look or forecast? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Possible, right? That doesn't mean you follow the same numbers. It can go up, it can go down. But I'm getting an average. I'm getting an idea where I am right now. And this burn down is one of the chart which is auto-generated by the system, where you can track things. All right. So are you getting an idea? What is a burn down? A base idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, one
Yeah.
question to you. Why this is a flat line here?
Maybe holidays.
Holidays.
Not delivered.
Not delivered. Okay.
Or the team has some clarification required from the product owner.
Okay.
Basis on manpower and there is a target line to complete the work.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to flat line, which means work has not moved forward. Can we say like that? We didn't move
Yeah.
forward.
Right.
So there could be discussion on this. Could be a holiday, could be a blocker, could be something else also. Now, we have to see, will this impact my delivery? If it is impacting or not impacting, the team will sit and converse how we worked on the last 20 days. Where they will sit and converse this? What is the meeting point?
Retrospective.
Yes, in Agile, we have something called a retrospective. Why we have to retrospect? What is the reason for retrospecting?
To capture the lessons learned and what went wrong and what went right.
If I go a little back here, let me go a little back here. Let me bring that slide part. Okay, just a sec. I want to show you why we have to sit and do this. Okay. Let's learn that. Here it is. Now, in this, there is one principle which it talks. This is, by the way, Agile Principles, which was written in the year 2001. And when they're writing, it was totally focused on software industry, but now it is applicable to any industry. Now tell me, there is one principle here, check out, which talks about a team has to improve on their own. Which principle talks about it?
Wealth principle.
Principle number 12?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for saying that. Let's go to principle number 12. Now, what does principle number 12 says? At a regular interval. Shri, what do you mean by regular? Every day? Every week? Every month? Every year? Up to you. No one says that you have to meet every 2 weeks. No one says that. They say regular. How regular it is? Up to you. Shri, I go to regularly I go to gym. Regularly, how regular you are? Every year, January, I'll go pay the fee. That's very regular I am. After that, I don't go. Not that kind of regular, right? Regular could be something makes you better. So regular interval, the team reflects on how to become more effective and then tune and adjust their behavior. See how this is going to help me now. Just now you saw the burn down chart. Burn down chart could give an idea how the team is doing, which can help my business people. It also can help me as a team to take a look what happened there, why we got stuck there. Someone says, you know what, John unexpectedly took off there. That's okay. We are a cross-functional team. If John is not there, someone can pick up the work, right? Why should we wait? No, we were overloaded. We overcommitted. Then that's not a good idea. We shouldn't overcommit. We are a human being. Anything can happen in the team. We should also anticipate something could happen. We should be prepared to take the job. Oh, really? Then we have to converse more about it. Now, this kind of a productive conversation can happen in a room, and that's called retrospective. 15 years back, this would have been done by a project manager who will give a one-way communication. A project manager tell John, you should not take off. That's not a good idea. Or John, you should have passed the knowledge to somebody before you take off. I don't want the manager to sit and tell my John what to do. John should know that I may not come to office tomorrow. The previous evening, I could have said someone something to take over. But in an emergency case, John could not come. Other team member can pick it up. Now, this kind of understanding, for which I don't expect a hierarchy to fix the problem. Of course, I'll have Scrum Master, Agile Manager, Release Train Engineer. Someone can sit and talk. I'm not denying that. But primarily, they say that as a team who's doing the job, they can speak up. And for this reason, we have that information radiator, which is called burn down, burn up, or different charts there. Are you with me? Getting the information?
Yes.
Let's go a little back. Now look at this question. Now read this question. After listening for last 20 minutes, now read the question again. Let know it makes some sense in this question. Do you think this is a good answer to tell that the team is extremely busy? Is this a good answer?
No.
No. When you say you're working in a product and you have something called a time box, you have to do the job. You cannot put your head down into the system and tell that I'm always busy. Don't ask me anything else. That is not an agile team. Even in some company, you can say that some team members are frustrated. You know what? When I come in the morning, I have to sit and do the job, man. Don't call me for daily stand-up. Don't call me for team meetings. Don't call me for anything. I will come, do the work, go to washroom, then go for the food. I go home. That's it. No, that's not the good culture. That's not the way you work. You are not a machine. If you do like that, one day somebody will replace you. You have to involve with the team. You have to understand what is happening. You have to tell how things are moving. Transparency is needed. And for that transparency, we need this kind of data and the reports coming up. That doesn't mean you'll sit all the time, keep doing it. Maybe it's a 5 minutes work or 2 minutes work, but you have to do it. It's your responsibility. And that's where the agile teams are moving. All right. Hope it was useful.